Welcome to the USS Kraken. This is your captain, Rockin Robbins. We're in the warm, balmy, safe waters off the coast of California once again. And this is the Dick O'Kane Targeting Seminar Sonar Only, by God. Let's take her to periscope depth. Here's the plan. We take her down. We don't look at the target at all until the torpedoes are out of the tubes. Then we'll go to external camera and see how we do. I just finished a tape where we hit 3 out of 4 but had lousy sound. Murphy's Law says I miss them all this time, so you all can cheer for me. Take her deep. Periscope depth anyway. Crew's asleep. It's early in the morning here. Peacetime off the coast of California. It's still during wartime, but no Japs around here, and my crew thinks they can get away with murder. They don't know that my exact Davy Jones footlocker will make them walk the plank. Take her down, guys. Now we're going to be using the hydrophone here. Couple things about the hydrophone. With the scroll wheel, you can pick your target by changing the bearing. We're also going to be using the plotting tools off the nav map to fix the position. Our mods today, we're using Trigger Maru overhauled. We're also using Run Silent, Run Deep, which makes no difference here because we're using a mission I custom made for this purpose. And we're using Pacific Environment 3, which you'll not be able to appreciate because of the lousy quality of the video. Let's go to our hydrophone. Now let's go to the nav map first to see what we get with Trigger Maru. You get a position for your submarine. You get a sonar bearing line toward your target, and that's it. Other than that, you get diddly squat. Now we open up our tool helper. Tool helper gives us a couple of things on our plot. First of all, gives us a compass rose on our ruler. When you click and extend a line, you can read the course where the line crosses the compass rose. So that's a 70-degree course right there from the origin to the compass rose. If you click again, it lays down the end point. Hit delete. The other tool that gets a compass rose is the protractor. The protractor works this way. Click it once, extend it out, and click it a second time. And now you can read the angle. We're going to go to 90 degrees on our use of it. Click it again. There you go. Don't worry if you don't get this the first time. You'll see in action how this all works. Let's plot our bad guy. On our hydrophone, we need to get our sonar operator to help us out. He can call off the bearing to the target, which makes us able to pick out the time to ping him. We can tell him to follow the nearest contact. Wake up, officer. The scroll wheel does this really well. 219. Ping. Now we can hit this send range button anytime we want. We don't have to wait for the echo to come back. 9840 yards. To our nav map we go. To our compass tool. We'll start from our submarine down the bearing line to 9840 yards. There's 9850. Click. Take the pencil and right at the end of our arrowhead, mark the position. Is it that easy? Sure it is. We'll wait a bit and ping this guy again and see if we can get some idea of what his course is. Maybe we'll even get some idea of what his speed is. Then we go to we're going to have to go to our periscope to do this. And to set up, we're going to raise the periscope just so we can see some light so we can read the bearings there. Now I'm going to estimate he's going between 9 and 14 knots, somewhere in that range. With a fast torpedo, we're going to shoot 20 degrees before the zero bearing, before he's straight in front of us, so our lead angle is going to be somewhere around 20 degrees, but the TDC is going to figure out exactly what that lead angle will be. But we'll hit him somewhere close to dead ahead on the zero bearing. So we're going to back off from the zero bearing by 20 degrees in whatever direction he's coming from. So if he's coming from our left, and I think he is, we'll be shooting at bearing 340. Now click the mouse so you can move the cursor all around without changing the bearing on the periscope. We'll shoot 4 torpedoes. We have no idea what kind of target is out there, so let's set our depth to about 10 feet. That's pretty safe, unless we have a destroyer, but I don't think we have a merchant destroyer, or my sonar guy is worse off than I thought he was. We'll set all 4 torpedoes at 10 feet. Now we're going to have to set those 4 torpedoes to high speed. And the last thing we're going to do is, what if this is a merchant destroyer? Or a sampan? We're going to cover all the bases by setting for magnetic influence. And now we're ready to go with our torpedoes, but don't forget to open the doors this time, but it'll be a long time before we have to open those doors. And we'll ping this guy. He's bearing 223. Pingaroony. Oops, he's at bearing 227. I don't know if we'll get a range. Yes, there it is. Let's go to 227 just to do it right. Got 9380 that time. Back to the attack map. Are we on the submarine? Yes, we are. $92.50, somewhere around there. Plot the position, and that's too close to get a decent course from, so we're not even going to guess, just putting an X out there. We'll wait just a little longer here. Eventually what we're going to do is fix 2 positions that are 3 minutes apart, and we're putting enough X's out there right now to get a good average course and draw a line for our guy. He won't go exactly up the line, of course, they never do. He'll be off that line. But there's always some error here. Don't ever expect to measure anything, even with the periscope, and not have any error. The most successful strategy is to take your error into account. If your procedure is error tolerant, you'll have lots of success. If your procedure is not error tolerant, well, you miss a lot. Back to our hydrophone. 251 it is. Range 7730. Well, we're a little bit off the line suggested by those first 2 marks, but that's to be expected. Next position, we'll get a 3-minute run to see what his speed is. Okay, put that somewhere good. That looks about right. Okay, let's go to the hydrophone. You can see our course coming slowly around toward the west, and we'll straighten out the rudder while we're pointed slightly north of west because our plot looks like he's coming up on an angle about like that. So our angle should be somewhat north of west. We'll straighten out the rudder on course 300 or something like that. Bearing 276. Alright, let's do a ping. 7750. That was bad. Let's not do this. That was exciting. This is a trained professional. Don't try this at home, folks. What's our course? Let's stop our turn right about here. $290. Okay, we've got 1 minute 15 seconds gone by. We're going to do this real time so you can see how unhurried this procedure is. Let's go set some torpedoes, shall we? Okay, he is coming across from the left, so we'll leave the shoot bearing at 340. So the TDC is set for us to shoot when our bad guy is on the 340 bearing. Now, what I just did was I grabbed the clear indicator triangle and dropped it down as far as it would go. I dragged it down. Gives a range of about 1,300 yards. Now we click our Send Range and Bearing to DDC button, and be sure to do it twice. Now our torpedoes are headed the right direction. And this is the cursed statometer. We don't touch that. Next, we'll set the angle on the bow. Now he's coming from left to right, so we'll point the boat the way he's going, left to right. We're going to point that bow off to the right. We'll shoot 20 degrees before he's straight ahead of us. That's a 20-degree lead angle, basically. Our angle on the bow at that precise time is going to be 90 minus the 20 degrees, which will be 70 degrees. He's coming from the port side, and that's a starboard angle on the bow, just another way to think about it. So we set to a 70-degree starboard, then we click twice. The last thing we need is his speed. Well, guess what? We don't have that yet, but we will in just a moment. 291. Ping him. 6630 yards. Center on the sub. Seems to be right about there. Zoom in, find our distance. I'm going to call it about 1100 yards there. So we have a speed of about 11 knots. Let's put that into our TDC. 11 knots. Click twice. Guess what, kiddies? We're ready to shoot. Sure doesn't seem like it, does it? Let's position our sub for the kill. Now going back to here. Well, looky how things line up here. Grab our ruler, averaging all our position lines. Averaging everything. So what's his course? I'm going to say 25 degrees. So we're going to extend that 25-degree course to just beyond our submarine. And we're going to find out what our course should be. Now our course should be 90 degrees to the target track of 25 degrees. You can do the math if you want to. I prefer not to. We're going to use the protractor. Remember how we used it before? Click on the course, extend it up the course. We want a 90-degree angle to make our submarine course, so some guesswork happens too. Click right about here, make our 90-degree angle, and then click again right beside the submarine. Now let's zoom in and look at our course to see if we're parallel. There's our 0 mark. We're just going to eyeball this thing. Now this is really great. Trigger Maru has the 1500-yard bearing plotter, and you can see the 0 to 180 line. That's our course. We'll line that up with the rudder to be parallel with the course we want. Remember, after you straighten out the rudder, the ship continues to rotate a little bit, so this is real touchy. I'm being fussy and getting the angle as exact as possible. You don't really have to worry about it. Now if you want, you can measure it. See, on the forward part of the compass rose, the desired course there is about 6 degrees off to the right. On the back part of the rose, the course is about 5 degrees to the right, so we're about half a degree off our ideal course, and we're going to call that good. Now we don't have to measure distances too much. This is 1500 yards to the outside of the compass rose. We can read ranges directly off our gauge here. We know that we're perpendicular to the target course. We know roughly where he is and how fast he's moving. Let's get a range and plot him here. Hydrophone. Looks like our bearing is 292. Pingaroony. 4420 is our range. Well, that's interesting. He's a little closer than we expected. Slower down to 1 knot. He'll still be coming up pretty parallel to our line. We have lots of distance to the track. We'll increase throttle to get close enough, folks. I like to get 700 or 800 yards away. We're mitigating uncertainty here, so we'll aim for more like 1,000 yards so that we know the real range to track is somewhere between 800 and 1,200 yards. Remember that in the Dick O'Kane method, range doesn't matter. So if you're off by a few paltry 100 yards, you're still going to hit your target. Because of that, the Dick O'Kane method is uniquely suited to shooting with sonar only. Dick O'Kane is so error tolerant, we can have a high degree of confidence that in spite of all the expected errors, we'll still get hits every time, even though we've never even seen the target. Without even a chance he's detected us, we're going to put him down in Davy Jones' locker. Okay, so let's take a look at our setup here and we'll explain everything we've done. He's coming up the track. Now when he bears 340, we're going to start shooting torpedoes. We'll shoot 4 torpedoes about 5 seconds apart. So by the time we get done shooting, he'll probably be somewhere close to the 348 bearing, somewhere in there. We expect to hit with at least 3 torpedoes. He's a-coming. Isn't it great to have all the work done so far ahead of the action? And he's going to be at a really nice range when we shoot. I got this lag thing going on here. I don't see his bearing constantly changing, and this is kind of worrisome for a timing shot like Dick O'Kane. I've noticed this sometimes that the game will lag and you have to look for it, and when you have lag, you're going to have to time the jumps to interpolate the right bearing. You'll still hit, don't worry. So here we are. We'll do a little burst of speed, get in closer to compensate for possible lag. Remember, closer range is more error tolerant, and that's what we're going for. Okay, where's our target? He needs to be making some tracks here. Doesn't he know he's making a tutorial video? The attack of the killer chihuahua there. Well, where's our turkey? He needs to be making some tracks here. Well, it's quiz time here on the USS Craig. What's the last thing you gotta do before you start shooting torpedoes? We'll give you 5 seconds to answer. Dum, 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 dum. That's right, kiddies, you gotta open the torpedo tubes. If you don't open the torpedo tubes, well, bad stuff happens. Let's do that. We're gonna open it with a Q key. Open 4. And we're back to 1. Back to our plot. Now we can shoot whenever the heck we want to. Let's take a look at this. On the attack screen, that's F6 with trigger marrow. I have no clue what it is on the stock game, don't really care. And here we go.
Here's our chute, right there. Now the way we're going to do this is we're going to hit the fire button with our mouse and use the W key with our hand. That way we keep the functions discrete. Oh, this guy is taking his time. Boy, this is so exciting. Pink Floyd ran out of things to play, so I guess we'll have to provide our own drama here. I have another Mai Tai exact. Thank you. The pressure on these Dico King tags is just stifling. That'll be very good, exact. Our exec for today is Davy Jones Footlocker. Davy Jones makes a killer Mai Tai. Wait for that bearing to come around. This does not look good. Okay, it's coming. We're going to go to the desktop real quickly and then come back. See my Kubuntu Hardy Heron desktop. And it's still not moving smoothly. Good enough. Good enough. Maybe not good enough. This is quite bad. We're shooting anyway, folks. You may run into this same situation. Remember, we're going to shoot 5 seconds apart. Coming up on our bearing now. Here we go. Begin shooting now. Let's go to our exterior camera and see what kind of mischief we're making. You know, it doesn't look half bad. Remember, we've never seen this ship before. Yeah, we got the flag going for some reason or another. Oh, he seems to have a problem. Isn't that a shame? Torpedo 1 hits amidships. I think it's history. I think we got 4 hits here. Check this out. Computer was not working optimally, but guess what? We're so error tolerant, we could just time it. So So there you go. 4 torpedoes out of 4 with a bunch of computer lag for unknown reason. Dick O'Kane. Sonar only, by God. Deadly. Put them on the bottom, guys. This is Rockin Robbins, USS Kraken, signing off.